Call of Duty went for a breakneck pace just a couple of years ago with games like Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare, and again recently with games like Black Ops 4, despite it not being an advanced movement game, was very fast paced. And I remember the angry comments back then that were absolutely unable to adapt to the advanced movement of the time. Despite not loving the breakneck pace of games like Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, I did find the comments funny because it just seemed like people that, again, weren't willing to adapt. They weren't willing to embrace the speed or get out of the way. They weren't even willing to change their playstyle, their existing playstyle, just slightly to counter faster players. And I even made videos back in the day saying if you don't like the breakneck pace but you own the game, maybe try playing it this way. And I would talk about more conservative, campy playstyles that you can adopt, and then maybe use that to counter the people that maybe have elite controllers and scuff controllers or whatever that are just going to outgun you and move around at the speed of sound. I'd say those videos were received well, but they barely had any views. Fast forward to now, adapting is a meme. People use it in quotations ironically as if to mock somebody who's telling you you need to adapt to a game. I've already made videos talking about how Infinity Ward could lessen the amount of camping in the game by making some key balance change decisions. Changing perks, speeds, things, whatever. I've made a video about the 8-step plan that Infinity Ward could use, so if you guys want to go watch that, I'll try to leave it linked at the end of this video. If I don't remember, it should be in my channel relatively recently uploaded. Anyway, so I know there are problems in Modern Warfare. I know there are things that don't work very well in Modern Warfare from a balance standpoint, but yet somehow it's a joke to say adapt to the game. As if you're not supposed to adapt to Modern Warfare. You're just supposed to be a victim of it or don't play it. That doesn't make any sense. Like, yes, there are things that should be changed, and I hope Infinity Ward starts keeping us up to date soon, but I laugh at the concept and at the notion that the game should be entirely changed and no adaptation is required. Which I'm sorry, when I see people mocking others for saying you should adapt to the game, that's kind of what I'm hearing is, oh, no, you don't adapt to games anymore. You go on Twitter and bitch at the developers until they rewrite the code for you. This is very sad to see. It's sad and funny at the same time, I guess, because adapting is something that people had to do for advanced movement Call of Duty games for the faster pace, the verticality, people being places you don't expect, deaths from areas you didn't know existed. That was going on during Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and IW. We just knew that it was happening. But those types of learning curves and experiences gotta happen, right? I mean, that's the game you're playing. If you don't want to play a breakneck pace game, don't play it. And that's kind of what I did. As much as I enjoyed IW, I stopped playing Infinite Warfare after my 8th Prestige or 7th Prestige because I just couldn't do it anymore. It was just too much and I got tired of it. Despite me thinking it's a solid game, it wasn't what I wanted at the time. So, if in your mind Modern Warfare is too slow, yes, we can tell the developers things we like to see changed, but that's all you're gonna do? And you're gonna mock anybody that tells you to adapt to the game? It's always funny when I camp in Modern Warfare. Let's say I need crouching kills like I needed today on stream, and I crouch somewhere weird, and I just start mowing enemies down, and enemies just keep running in front of my gun. Maybe some of them will, not completely blindly, they'll jump shot around the corner and try to kill me, but they keep challenging a power position, watching me kill them over and over and over again, instead of backing up from the door, cooking a grenade for about 2 seconds, and throwing it in and letting it blow up in my face, or throwing in a smoke grenade and aiming with a thermal sight. I mean, if I kill you once, you can change your class, just either, put on a thermite grenade, something small like that, or a thermal scope. You could do something else, or at the very least, leave your class the same way, but just avoid me, or go around and flank me. It's not the worst idea in the world. Now you could paint a million hypotheticals as to why that won't work, whether it's, oh, what if your entire team is camping, or, oh, well, what if the game is lagging? I don't know. I don't care about your hypotheticals. I'm just saying that I do see people not willing to adapt to a simple head glitch or a simple line of sight. They're not willing to do anything other than throw their bodies into the line of fire over and over and over again. And are these the same people that are mocking others for telling others to adapt? I don't understand. And I think it's funny that we've now renamed power position to save space, and we mock people for saying adapt, and it just makes the Call of Duty community look like a bunch of babies, for lack of a better term. Maybe it's because I don't have a franchise-specific lens I'm looking at Modern Warfare at. I'm using more of a genre-wide lens where I'm looking at the game as an FPS game, as a shooter, not looking at it as a Call of Duty game that needs to fit a specific mold. As if not being able to do the things you did back in Black Ops 4 in Modern Warfare, it makes it a bad game in some way. Like, it's not fitting your mold and how you want a Call of Duty to be made and how you want it to play and how you want the players inside of it to play, so it's bad. This is why adapting's a thing. You can mock people all you want, but it's just a deflection. Because at the end of the day, the only way you're going to succeed at Modern Warfare, if you are interested in playing it at all, is you're going to have to adapt to how this game plays, how your enemies play, how your teammates are playing. You're going to have to do that. Why mock that unless it's a way to, turn decent feedback about how the way you need to play the game into a meme to devalue it and to just cement the idea that everything else is the game's fault and not your own. Learning games requires adaptation. Doing well requires adaptation. A power position is a power position. You can call it whatever you want, that's what it is. They've existed forever. It's just the fact that Call of Duty's wanted to make their power positions recently, over the last couple of years, symmetrical and easy to counter. This bothers me because the Call of Duty community already doesn't have a lot of internet good boy points, but now the Call of Duty community is actively mocking anybody that says, hey, maybe you should adapt to these types of players if you want to do well, as if that's absurd. I could make a 15-minute video on this and go in depth and involve all of the nuances, and I might do that later on a podcast episode or something, but that's just my initial gut thing I wanted to get out for this short video, so there it is. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Let me know what you think down below. Chew me out. Agree with me. I don't care. Just let me know what you think down below. Leave a like or a dislike, a subscription or not. My throat kind of hurts. I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.